victorious LPL support.
Thank you very much, Pastry. Great cast in the day. I'm joined by Mako, both Edward Gaming's and Team China's support here. First off, I want to talk to you about the 1v1 tournament. You had a great win earlier today. Up next, you will face against Jisoo. How do you feel about that?
首先想问一下你单挑赛，那么你刚刚取得了胜利，然后你接下来将打居属，你觉得接下来比赛会怎么样？
基础刚刚我也看了一点他的比赛吧，我觉得他也是一个就是很有拼劲的选手，对，然后辅助打这个 solo 赛确实就是很少见，然后也让对手摸不透吧，我觉得。
So he think Jisoo is actually a pretty ballsy player. He goes in and he think it's gonna be very interesting about this 1v1. He doesn't know what's gonna come up next.
Definitely going to be exciting. I want to talk to you about supports playing in the 1v1 because almost nothing you play is in your champion pool. They're all a bit new to you. Do you think that's a disadvantage or is that okay?
那么因为你是辅助选手嘛，那辅助选手的英雄池可能对1v1不是特别的适用，那你怎么看待这个问题？
确实就是有一些辅助选手的话，就是偶尔只玩辅助吧。但是我的话，我打 rank 的话，就是什么位置我都比较喜欢玩吧，不只是偶尔玩辅助，对。所以说就是很多英雄我都能掌控。
So actually, yeah. So for support players, they mostly play support champion, which is not good for 1v1. But he think that he plays a lot of other champion in solo queue that he likes to try different stuff. So he's feeling fine about it.
Well, I'm glad you're comfortable. I want to move on to the Summoner's Rift games. Of course, Team China so far undefeated. And we saw you be very excellent at Rift Rivals, taking down Korea, for example, unfortunately falling short at Worlds. Is this another shot at revenge? Is All-Stars another shot at revenge to take down Korea and win another international tournament?
那么因为我们看到亚洲对抗赛的时候，我们有LPL 有机会击败韩国，那么在世界赛又就很遗憾的输给了韩国。那么这次在全明星，你有没有觉得自己有机会去赢得韩国呢？在复仇呢？
就我觉得我们来到全明星的话，肯定就是想要不像之前世界赛一样吧，对，就是还是要战胜韩国队是最好的。
So they're pretty determined to come here and to win this entire tournament. They will try their best to beat over LCK.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on your wins so far. Good luck tomorrow. And to break down the day, let's send it over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Freak. Mako, just one of the 6 members here who succeeded and became victorious today in the 1v1 tournament. Ultra exciting. I know right off the top, Kobe, one of the things that jumped out to you was just the diversity in champions that we're seeing across the board here picked up in these 1v1.
Yeah, after last year where everybody had kind of latched on to the IWC meta that had already developed in the previous 1v1 tournament. So everyone was playing, these AD carries and Caitlyn and every single time. Today was so refreshing. We only had the Varus repeat one time, single repeat champion there, and everybody else was really stepping out. It started off with this one, Faker really taking it to him.
And the unique champions is so cool for day one. I do cast my mind to last year though and remember that eventually it was Grasp Orianna versus Grasp Orianna. There was eventually a prototype pick that people didn't really seem to know how to beat. We haven't seen that yet. We've gotten a taste. Definitely feels like the AD carries are on the strongest.
And while I do agree that there's a ton of unique champions and it's very refreshing to watch, we are seeing kind of a dominating style though, where it's like minion control and poke.
Sure.
We've only seen 2 all-ins, and that was Bjergsen and Syndra, as well as the Pantheon that took down Power of Evil, but otherwise it has been the same old get wave control, just poke someone out.
That was perhaps the most exciting matchup there, getting the kill under turret with just a couple health remaining, but that was that Orianna you're talking about. That's been the most interesting thing for me is comparing previous year's champion choices to what's coming out already. We did see the AP Nasus. We are seeing some of the AD carries still ever present. My next question would be, what haven't we seen that can kind of break that?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing to me, to Frost's point here, where she's talking about minion control and most of the strategies revolving around that, is that minion control on this map is different than Summoner's Rift.
Yeah.
And so we've
obnoxious.
seen these pros, struggling with it, even solo laners. So not only the CSing under turret, but also they didn't talk about the desync cannon minion waves, and just all the rules for minions are actually different. and they're adjusting to kind of controlling those variances.
And extending your point, think again, what changed in Runes Reforged? It is things like mana flow ban. There is a bit more mana, a bit more poke available with the change in runes, and that does mean that focusing on the minion waves, getting to 100 CS, may actually be the optimal strategy, which means longer game.
And then, of course, the final matchup coming down to a 1
Yep.
minion differential. While the auto attack is in the air, 199 BRTT coming out on top there. Kobe, it was already mentioned, 11 unique champions. Varus, the only one repeated of the 12 picks within this 1v1 tournament. But you're talking about that meta refining itself over the days. We still have plenty of 1v1s ahead of us with minion control in mind, with the new runes reforged in mind. Is there something we haven't seen yet that could just come through and stomp? I mean, hey, we got 80 carries on the table. Where are the Teemos? Where are the, like,
No
come
Teemos.
on.
No
Why
Teemos.
not?
You can't control the lane with Teemo. Come on now.
What if you get bush control? You are a monster.
See?
I still
If you
surprised.
just run in and you just start.
We haven't seen Kennen.
I'm gonna wiggle.
Kennen was
No.
super
Kennen would
dominant
be
last
huge.
year, and
Sure,
Kennen was a
Kennen
huge laner.
See, I'm actually
Right.
going to throw all of that out the window.
Kobe's actually thinking on the desk right now. The rest of us, I don't know what we're doing, but sorry.
I'm going to throw it out the window. I think it was the GPL All-Star event 1v1s. They were playing the Tom Kench, and they got the cute little rune where you gobble them up, and then you quickly dash
Phase
back to your...
rush?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
I
You
want to
just
see the cheese.
Bring them
That's
into
easy.
your
That's
turret.
really
Yeah.
easy.
Oh, I would
Mako
love
could be the
to
next
see
round.
that. That would catch me so off guard. Anyway, with 6 victorious All-Stars, let's go and take a look at who remains in the 1v1 bracket. Tomorrow, we've got Bjergsen challenging Faker on the Howling Abyss, and then Uzi defends his title against another ADC player in BRTT. Those are the two big ones that jump out at me. The defending champ against another ADC who just took down Sneaky, and then those two powerhouse mid laners from across the globe meeting here in this next round.
And I know that Prey and Reckless, Swordart, and Zeitnot have not gotten to play, but I think about the possible Prey Reckless 1v1 that we might have. I want that.
Prey Reckless and Faker Bjergsen in one tournament. That's just in the early rounds still.
What, if you consider that too, right? Because Uzi and BRTT are on the other side of that. So the winner of Prey Reckless would play the winner of BRTT and Uzi. You could have a totally 80 carry dominated
fill it with
side of the
80s.
bracket, and then one of them meets Faker or Bjergsen in the final.
Actually scripted.
Actually scripted. Who's responsible for that? Step forward. Anyway, if we turn our attention towards the 5v5 tournament, Group A has LMS at the top, while the Chinese All-Star team ends the day in first for Group B. We'll see if they can maintain their momentum from today with our games tomorrow. Things kick off with the EU All-Stars versus the pros voted in by the Turkish fans, followed by the Dream Team from NA versus the representatives from Southeast Asia, with the round robin playing out throughout the day. We got our first look at those 5v5s today. Obviously, the LMS looking great over in Group A, kind of knocking LCK down a peg. For China, full control of Group B, but they did have that close early game against NA. How are we feeling about these groups? I mean, we end the group stage tomorrow.
And it's a simple fact. LMS has Group A in their grasp. They choose their own destiny. They play against EU. They win. They're guaranteed first place. And a potential mouth-watering best-of-3 between China versus Korea, it won't be the best-of-5 final like a lot of people thought. It could actually be a semifinal.
And there's also the revenge of China versus Brazil. It wasn't so long ago that Brazil came in and knocked EDG off their big peg. And yes, you look at the GPL, it's not the GPL lineup that we expected. So maybe that roster comes in as the weakest in the group. So you can never discount Brazil, especially after the little voice in Mako's head, like, it can happen again.
Kobe, it's like a weirdly unforgiving environment here at All-Stars, right? You know, it is a lighthearted and fun celebratory event. But it's single round robin, and then boom, you're out if you're not at the top 2 of the group. And so there's actually a whole lot riding on this group stage as compared to some other international group stages that we get to watch.
I love that because one of the biggest things we always ask of stars is the clutch factor.
Right.
You need to perform under pressure. So here you go, 2 days.
There you go. That's all you get. 3 games, either show up or go home. There it is. For myself, the cast of the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more All-Star action. Good night.
Are you ready for
Hello and welcome to Los Angeles, California for the 2017 League of Legends All-Star event.
Shit.
The Korean team's looking for blood on this one. Ambition goes through.
Oh,
That's not a dog champ, baby. First blood over to EU. EU wanting to chase this one down. Soaz looking to jump right back in yet again as Jankos is going to be falling first. Soaz second, a double kill for Faker.
Thing though.
Oh, again! He's able to find the damage almost as he goes down! 1 for 2! The Comet strikes him. Does Dantas fire off the bullet time? Is he going to big play? There you go. Oh, the big damage onto the Chinese squad, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
The bullet curve! It's a quadra kill for BB. Frozen's able to escape with 14.
They want the penta.
They're looking for it. Penta-kill for BB at All-Star 2017.
Damn, sneaky. You're looking sexy up there.
Where? Ooh.
My lord.
Jesus. Nice. I'm coming. Watch this miter. Watch this miter. Just kill. Nice. Nice.
My fucking boy, dude.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
That's a double, a triple, and gonna be a quadra kill for Xie and China are in the lead. Faker's running away, asleep onto Gorilla.
Carson in the back.
Not gonna be enough. Pass against the second, leaps over for Bray, leaps up to safety.
Nice.
Yeah! Wow. The kickoff of our 1v1 tournament. A barrier pop over, but Faker will get the final save. Mako again gonna take some more damage. Bjergsen looking for the all-in stun lands, and there it is. He's going, no, that's too far. Oh, my God, Jisoo!
He doesn't do anything.
Yep, chilling out.
back.
Told you to do it. He's diving in, exhaust down on both sides. Levi still running away, but Uzi gonna chase him down. Kill a few more
He's
hits.
looking
I
for
think
the
he's
minion
got it.
win.
Looking for the creep. He is gonna grab it.
What's your name?
Elise.
Elise, how old are you?
I'm 6 years old.
There are 20-year-olds who still don't know how to play this game. Are you probably better than them, right?